classrooms, the only thing we really talk about is our classwork or our teachers. And outside of that, we don't really talk about issues like that.
Well, I actually do know someone in one of my classes who's always late to class, and my teacher is she's time conscious. But since she speaks to her students, she understands her situation. She can't always be on time every day. But just imagine if my teacher was stricter and the student is late to class every day, she might not do so well in class.
How late is she?
Like 30 minutes late.
That's a decent enough amount of time.
Yeah.
That you're probably missing information, having to come in while the teacher's already teaching, having to try and catch up and get organized like that. That's hard.
Yeah.
What is North Carolina's aversion to sidewalks?
We like our house.
I guess people just assume, well, we're in the South, so it's kind of country and everyone has a car. You don't look at the other needs.
I have noticed that people don't really discuss transportation as openly. It's not quite a little dirty, kind of little secret, but they are not forthcoming about it. You really wouldn't know until you are faced with someone's lack of transportation when something comes up. And it's not really talked about openly.
Are you talking about people in general or students?
Students, yeah, people and students in general, just how they get to and from school. Many times you don't hear about it until there is a problem that arises.
Mm-hmm.
Or normally, a lot of times it's inclement weather is when you find out who rides the bus. Especially when a storm's coming.
What do you mean?
If a storm's coming or it's about to snow, people who drive are like, I gotta go home, I have to get home in time, and blah, 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 blah. Then you start hearing, oh, I'm waiting for my mom to come pick me, or I have to get the bus before this hits. That's when you start to find out that not everyone has cars. With SGA, it's a little more prevalent when it comes to going to an event and having to plan for that. You're coordinating with people. But with a lot of our volunteers and just regular students that I see on a daily basis, I don't know how many of them get to school. A lot of times they're just there. But then the county will cancel school, public school. I don't know what I might have to leave because I got to go catch the bus to go get my kid from school before they close. Not knowing. So a lot of times you don't find out until there is an issue. A lot of times they just don't discuss it.
Any other thoughts on this topic right here? Not that I want to go into something about modes of transportation, types of transportation, and I would like, you've already given some thoughts about public transportation, but I'll ask now the question very specifically. How do you feel about public transportation, and how would you describe your experience using public transportation? You've already you've given yours. If you have anything wanting to add, that'd be great, but just very specifically those questions.
I've never used it again. I don't ever plan on using it because of all the bad things I do hear about it. All the stigma against it, and what you said, the dangers of it, if people you don't know. Yeah, pretty much. So that's just something I want to stay away from as much as I can. So I'm hoping to never have to ride public transportation, just rely on my car and if need be, family's car, anything like that. So
You said stigma. What do you mean by that?
Definitely just that there's creepy old men on the bus and that it's a danger. That there's some form of danger on the bus. That's all that I hear about. I hear nothing positive about it.
Yeah, I can second that. But the only time I do hear things about public transportation is whenever there is a issue, and I've never heard anything like, man, I love public transportation, or I'm so thankful that I have it. It's always just, man, this thing is really.
And I'm going to go ahead and third that.
We don't hear about it often. But the only time we do hear about public transportation is when it's negative. And I would use it if it would fit into my schedule and someone could show me that it was actually cheaper or more affordable than using my own car, and also if it was just safe. Like waiting for the bus was safe, if riding the bus was safe, but if
Walking there.
I'm not one that's easily scared, but if I'm hearing about well, I don't really have to worry about creepy old men. But if I'm hearing about people getting violent on the bus, that's a moving vehicle where someone's getting violent. I can't just leave that situation. I'm stuck there until the bus stops. And even if I do feel like I need to leave that situation, it might not be at my bus stop. I feel like I need to get off. It'd just be a lot better if there was some way to keep it safe.
Maybe some way to keep it something just for students, and then the rest of the general public. So dividing the two might help as well.
Like our own little mini bus transportation between the campuses.
Yeah.
That would be nice, because during Welcome Week, we have no less than 20 or so students who are on the wrong campus that will show up, be like, hey, I have a class here. You are on the wrong campus. I'm sorry, you needed to be at Maisie Woodruff or West Campus.
It could be as simple as just being at the campus that's down the street.
The West Campus, yes.
Yeah, that's not too far in terms of transportation. If you have a car or something, it's not far.
But you can't walk in.
Yeah, you can't walk there and still be on time for class.
And even if, they had 45 minutes to get to West Campus, when they find out they're on the wrong place, it won't guarantee if the bus is going to show up on time.
Yeah.
So, I rode the bus once, technically twice. I caught it. I had to walk 20 minutes from my apartment to find the nearest bus stop, again located just off the curb where there is running traffic, and it's just a pole in the ground. Rode it here, and then caught the one in front of Almond back to my apartment and walked 20 minutes. I'm never doing that again. I didn't have creepy old men, but it was not a comfortable experience.
Maybe better if where you caught bus was maybe not at such a heavy traffic. That also helped. There's been many times when I'm driving and I'll see a public transportation bus and I'll be like, oh, I don't want to get stuck behind that.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe blocking just a very busy lane of traffic. If it was maybe just right next to that street or something where there's less traffic, that would help ease traffic that would help the traffic of cars, and it also help the people feel safe,
Mm-hmm.
because it's not like you're standing on the side of the road where you can literally feel the wind of their car speeding by and shake you.
Because it's terrible, even just when they're letting people off at that bus stop right in front of Almond, people don't stop. People go around it and they keep going, and you have 2 lanes of traffic going, and sometimes people don't look. And I've seen people jump off the bus, cut in front of the bus, and try to run across the street.
Yeah. The other week, I had to drive around the bus right there outside of Almond, and when I was driving around, I was thinking about that. I was like, what's to stop me from hitting someone on accident? Are they looking? What if they stop in front of the bus for a second after they look? Are they peeking their head around to see if there's a car coming? I mean, I can't see around that bus, and I don't know how long the bus is going to sit there, and so I don't want to be stuck here forever.
Because that's when nobody waits for it.
Yeah, and it's not like it's a normal yellow school bus that has a stop sign out and dictating hey, don't go around.
Are there other factors that influence your peers' decisions about using or not using public transportation?
Money. A lot of it is money.
Explain.
Depending on what their financial level is, whether or not they're working, a good majority of our students are lower income, that the bus is really the only mode of transportation they can afford. And it's better to use the bus than not at all, because then their hands are tied completely. But a lot of it is money. If I could go buy a car, I would go buy a car. But then I'd have a car. How am I going to pay for gas to put into the car?
Yeah. Just recently, I kind of calculated how much gas I use per week, just getting here and going home in one day. Every week I drive here 4 times and drive back home 4 times. Monday through Thursday. And for a while, that's all I've been doing with